All right, everybody. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulty here because I forgot to hook up my camera again because I had to clean up the PC a little bit. But all right, we are here to discuss what we're going to do on the channel, and I wanted to discuss. What kind of games you guys want to see going forward. Because I've had at least the chance to explore a little bit of my games that I do have in my library. As far as games that I can record and post up on the channel. I like to keep things fresh. I like to find new games, different games that maybe you want to see. So I have like Resident Evil 9, Requiem, Resident Evil 7, Village, GTA 5 Online, WWE 2K26, 2K25. I also have both Watch Dogs Legion and Part 2 of Watch Dogs. So I want to get your input about the games. And right now, I know there is a bunch flying around on the internet at this point about Xbox. But I also am hearing things like now they're trying to have studios separate and be independent on their own. We will get into those thoughts there in a second. But what I would like to do is I am going to start a poll on the games that you guys would like to see, because I want to get the input from all of you. So
what did I do? Well, Kyle has to understand that things have shifted, that we have a connection.
You stood up for us. It made me believe that I could trust you. I haven't had that kind of very long time, Jack, so thank you.
Well, let me buy you a drink, or anything else that catches your eye.
I'm such a gentleman. I get tired of kitchen. Ooh, how about oysters? I found their reputation as a reputation well founded.
I think oysters might make me ill.
Too soon for seafood after our adventure on the lake?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, well, we'll skip the desserts and just go for this. Excellent. I'm just happy you still have your appetite.
Could you please not talk to me like I'm a 12-year-old who just ate the garbo?
So I can't offer you some dessert? Chocolate ice cream?
No thanks.
So these are the two games that I basically have up, and
Other facilities supposed to take.
those are two of the games basically, either 2K26 or GTA 5 Online
Lucky for you, I didn't.
are the two.
There you go.
So you can either vote
I was ready.
for
Since we're on top of the
Grand Theft Auto 5 Online if you want to see that being recorded, a lengthy decent video on that, or on 2K26. So, but anyway, also too, here's my thoughts on the fact of Xbox spinning off to become their own company. my opinions on that is there's good and there's bad with that.
It's not like this is going to happen.
The good with it is if they do become their own entity, their own company, and rely on themselves to be able to manage. The good thing about it is they would not have to put in for approval. Okay, they could get the approval for whatever they do. But here's going to be the drawbacks.
Is there anything else?
How are you going to get games made if you're wanting to shut down studios? Okay, if you want to do away with your studios, these are studios that have been with you for a long time, have been partnered up with you. They've been there with you through thick and through thin, the rough decisions, the hard choices. These are studios that have stuck by Xbox through it all. Without these studios, they would not have the games. Okay, and that's what's ridiculous about this, in a way, in my opinion. Because if you end up becoming your own individual company by yourself, you're going to need studios to make games for you. Yeah, you're going to need to have studios still sticking around to be there. So when you're getting on your feet on your own, you're going to need these studios to produce your product for you. The product of being the games. Not so much your your hardware too, okay? You are going to need people there to work for you to be able to make your stuff, like, making your systems and stuff. You might have a company manufacturing your motherboard and your chip and stuff like that for the system, but you're still going to need studios to create your software, your games. Any games that you are trying to get on your platform as exclusives, and games in general on your platform. So these are the things that really have to be considered and that you should go back and forth on instead of trying to shut down your studios. Because if you do that, you're not going to have a product if you go on your own. You ain't going to have software if you go out on your own and not have studios. Because you're putting people out of work, and you're also losing the benefit that you'll need on your own if you separate from Microsoft. You'll be on your own. This is just how I'm looking at it. Being a long-time gamer of Xbox, and the way that I've seen how things go. Yeah, I know you don't want to answer to Satya Nadella and Amy Hood, and I know that you don't want to have to get approval. But you also have to have a plan of how you're going to do it and still financially make your money. You're not going to make your money if you're not having games to sell. You're not going to make your money unless you have a product that's being produced for your company. And we're talking about not just any company here. We're talking about Xbox that has been around for 25 years. We're talking about a company that's only 5 more years away from 30 years of video games.
Well, what?
Almost 30 years of producing hardware and producing Xboxes here.
What they deserve.
So, in my opinion, they need to start wising up. They need to start sitting down, having discussions, instead of cutting the studios. Yeah, I get you have to clean up your mess that you made. You have to sit and you have to get business models done. But you also have to consider doing that too that are you gonna keep the studios that you need to rely on? Are you gonna keep those studios that have worked with you for years? Are you gonna keep those good studios with you with whatever choices you make? Don't shut down too many of your studios that you relied on. Keep the good ones right there, so whatever decisions you make, you have good studios to help you to make your games. You know, good studios that are gonna help design this hardware, these ideas, you know, for future projects. You know, don't start just in a haste throwing it around and getting rid of them. Because if you do that, and then you decide to make this big powerful decision to break away and get on your own, then what are you gonna do if you don't have any way to make a product or make your games? Then your business would just be what? A business that'll fall apart. A business and an empire that'll crumble right underneath. Now, as far as I've seen these games getting made, I'm seeing more improvement in them, which is awesome. But I hate to see it, you know. And the thing of it is, everyone's worried because they think that Xbox is going to go away. The thing is, it's not going to go away. It might not be the same company as everybody's going to remember, but they have to evolve and change because the world is changing around them. The demand for better quality games is there now. The pressure is on them. It's time for them to change. Because if you don't evolve and change your business models, you're not going to survive. You have to re-strategize your company from the inside. Start changing how your games get made, the time that it takes, and you have to make sure that your teams are basically all on the same page. Now, I get that some of the games have been like, the time period's been 7 to 8 years. Rockstar produced GTA 5 within 4 years. That was about 4 years. The real full game was supposed to be done by at least 5 years from what I heard. That was what I heard through, you know, the internet and paying attention to it all. But now they waited GTA 6 13 years. And the way that Asha Sharma wants to do this, she wants to reduce those years and try to get it to where it'll be easier, which is why she wants to throw AI into it, because she wants to reduce a little bit of that time, those years, instead of it taking, say, 7, 8 years. They're trying to reduce it so it takes at least 5 or 6 years less than, you know, what it's been taking. But she also doesn't want to lose quality to the product. She doesn't want to lose the heart and soul to these games. Yeah, she doesn't want to lose the story that makes these games. Because another thing about video games that I love is the storytelling, the cinematics, the cutscenes. Because that's where you get the story that evolves, is the cutscenes. Because it's like watching a motion picture movie, and it gets to the thrilling parts, it gets to the scenes, it gets to that part right there where it cuts away, and you see the story that opens up in front of you. That's where it gets to be fun for, exciting for. You know, that's where the game really opens up to you. You know, and that's where it evolves. So, if they can figure out business models where that can be done a lot
No,
more
he
than
DoorDashed
it
you
used
here and I
to be.
used my,
Then-
Until I
partner.
can turn the tables on her.
But I'm not giving up and saying that Xbox is gonna do this or do that, because none of us really know.
It seems like a lot.
Except for that.
Line, so I'm gonna ask
None of
Karen.
us really know what they're gonna
Is
sit
Diane
around
up
and
here
do.
they're starting to.
Yeah, there's gonna be layoffs.
Patty knows when-
Yeah, there's gonna be people
Patty
losing
Sell
jobs.
cigarettes and shit, die DoorDash,
It's sad
what you
to
gotta
see.
do with sugar
And that she
ID.
is
But
currently
sometimes
treatment.
in
No idea
business,
what-
things have to get worse before they get better.
When they come up here, they scan your ID.
Sometimes
send it to the store and prove that.
it gets darkest before the
21.
dawn.
And there.
The sunrise is gonna rise right again over Xbox eventually.
Borough is looking into it.
And you're gonna start seeing a different company.
Starting to go ballistic if she-
That's what I can't wait to
And
see.
she doesn't care who she hurts. She never has. And she
But I'm
never
still excited for the games. I'm still happy to see these games get released, coming out.
If the answer is yes.
Yeah, and still watching
If
how
I agree to Patty's
everything
terms and
unfolds.
Diane stays safely locked away
I'm
safely
excited now because Division 3 is not that
They're
far
now
off.
selling alcohol and.
And now they're
tobacco
going
products
back to
and
New
DoorDash.
York for this one,
Patty is
which is
blackmailing
even
you
more
and dating her.
exciting.
She doesn't see it that
You
way.
know, I can't wait to game with friends on that. I can't wait to hang out with my friends and
Everything
run
in her
some,
that you have some kind of
Division
internal
3,
connection.
you know,
This is
teaming
what
up
happened
with
on the
people.
boat. Right, where she had to
and just
fight your
enjoying
judgment and
myself.
strengthen that internal
Same
connection.
goes for GTA 6 when it releases.
She must be close to
Being able to go and run missions and run heists and team up with
How
people.
did she get Diane?
I love that kind of stuff.
You
But
got
I
that?
live,
That took my eye off
I
it.
live and breathe
Yeah,
for
both,
gaming.
I suppose, but I.
Yeah, and the passion that these devs pour
I
into it,
wonder if Patty has been planning
to
this
tell
all
the
along.
stories, to get these stories.
Diane and then
in
isolate
there.
Diane somewhere. Throw it
And you
over.
get to just hold the controller as you get to each of these stories and watch it unfold.
Diane's actions and she's just taking advantage of it.
So that's what I love about gaming.
What we know is.
As far as I'm seeing, gaming's not going anywhere. Because as long as there's a lot of gamers and there is out there, as long as we keep gaming and going, that's what's gonna keep these companies rolling in money.
Keep Patty distracted. and-
Because we're the reason why they're alive and thriving, and why these companies are trying to come out and think of brand new ideas. It's because we, as gamers,
The only way to do that is
are contributing to it. We're making them have the revenue. So the more that we're paying, the more that we're buying, the more that we're investing,
Stop them.
we are the reason that gaming is still existing today. Us as consumers, the more that we pay into this, the more that these companies will continue to run. So I'm excited for what's coming. I've been paying attention to the internet as all this stuff comes, as everything shows up. I'm pumped. I am pumped because Division 3 is coming, GTA 6 is coming, Marvel's Wolverine is coming eventually. So there is nothing, there's no reason to be like there is not gonna be games out there. There's not gonna be AAA games out there. Because whoever would think that, they would be crazy. Everywhere you look, there is a AAA or AA game coming out. This whole year between this year and next year, nothing but games, dude. Nothing but games. So there is no reason why Microsoft or Xbox is gonna go anywhere. Now, as far as restructuring their business to make it better, heck yeah, that's what they're gonna do. And that's what they need to do. Because they've had this like crappy business model for too long. So Asha Sharma's gonna go over everything. She's gonna go over the numbers for the studios. She's gonna go over the studios themselves. She may have to get rid of stuff. And sometimes as boss, you have to make the tough decisions. You have to be the cutthroat boss that your company needs sometimes. And it might not be the easiest decision to do, but sometimes you got to in order to make things better. Because at least she realizes the mess in front of her. She knows what she has to do to get a game plan together for it. And she knows. But the biggest thing is, and she went straight to Matt Booty himself and straight to everyone else and said, can we fix this? Now, how many times are we going to hear that phrase over and over again? Can we fix this? That tells you right there that she is a boss that is willing to fix it. She is willing to take this company for what it is, how broken it is, and how much of a mess it is, and flip it upside down to try and bring this company to a better spot. That's why I'll stay Xbox. But I'll still, look at PlayStation stuff and say, hey, sometimes there's been unfair stuff even in PlayStation. Because PlayStation can be sneaky too. They can change prices, they can mess up their business models. They've been known to charge too much at times for things. The thing of it is, the newer model controllers for the PlayStation, it's just not my groove. I can't get into holding a PlayStation controller. I never could. At least not the newer ones. The older PlayStation controllers I used to play on, I had fun on those. But it's something about the Elite Xbox controller now that built-in battery in the middle, which is awesome. Awesome feature. Because you can recharge it. You don't have to swap out, regular batteries for it, which is a good move that Xbox made. I've had fun on my Series X. I've had a blast sitting there gaming on my Series X. I mean, running it at like native 4K, 60 frames per second. I've gotten so much enjoyment out of the games that I play that I wouldn't even have to upgrade to a Xbox Helix. I get, more powerful console. You can run a Steam library. You can run a regular Xbox library as well of your Xbox games. But if you're going to put a $1,200 price tag on it, just keep it at your business. So, that's just my thoughts. Those are just my opinions on that one right there. If you're going to charge that much. So, but basically these two games that you see right here, you can let me know which ones out of those, and even if I stop this or whatever at some point, you can always chime in to tell me which games that you want. We can always switch up. I can always get different games or whatever for the channel. Because I want to get your input. Because I don't like to make the choices myself. I want you guys in the audience to also be a part of this, and I'm trying to have people be more interactive. You don't have to be afraid to be interactive. You You can always tell me, hey, I want this game this week, or I want that game, you know, instead of, you know, this one. Like I said, I've been keeping up with everything, watching the internet, seeing for changes and everything going on, you know. Because we all know, we never know if there's going to be changes that are going to go on each day with everything. But I think things are going to tone down to be a little bit quiet for now as Xbox begins what they have to do with all their meetings and figuring things out. Because that's going to take enough time in itself for all that. As they sort things out and figure out the business models. So that right there is just going to take time, you know, for all that. I am going to continue to work toward getting a better camera and a better tripod system for recording. So I'm building up to that. I would appreciate if people can subscribe, just make sure that your notifications are on all when you subscribe. That way you'll be notified as soon as new content goes up on the channel. And if you want to like and share, if you know anybody that's just as passionate as you are about video games and all that, and that you like seeing videos of different games up on the channel, feel free to share it out there. You know, leave comments for me. Let me know. You know, if you have suggestions of different games or suggestions that might help the channel, you're free to put input, you know, into the channel. I will be trying to get the GTA 5 Online video up at some point today. Once I get that up. So. Trying to think of what else I wanted to cover. But there's really not, like I said, really not much going on right now. Because as these companies are deciding, or as Xbox is deciding which way they're wanting to go, there's been a little bit with Sony, because right now Sony seems to be pulling ahead. But right now, the only reason why Sony's pulling ahead is because right now Xbox is in its transition where they're going to start making the decisions that they're needing to make for the betterment of their company and doing what they need to do. And until we hear further, you know, I think that that's the way things are going to be. So, trying to think of what else. I wanted to discuss. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for everything that's coming. Yeah, because to see the content getting released way before, you know, all this chaos started to go on. Yeah. The good thing is it's not going to affect the games or the gamers, but the biggest thing is the change that you're going to see within Xbox. And the way that the company is going to go into this transition is really going to be something. You know? But I really want to start doing shows better than I've been doing them. So I don't.
Are you done, babe?
Not yet.
Breaking news out of
You know what though, I am getting ready to get off of here because I just wanted to cover a little bit of some choices
Hi, I'm John, the founder of
for you guys about mainly what games you would want to see on the channel. But you can also tune in on Thursday,
They are not doing
because on
water.
Thursday I will be doing a live show on Thursday. Thursday night,
Denver, jelly roll files for
between
divorce.
8 to 8:30.
Actual goddamn.
So, but I just wanted to put this out there. And you guys can be more interactive, you know, if you want to come on, just suggest things for me, you know, for the betterment of the channel. You guys can be interactive, that will help. So, I will go for now, and I will try to get a GTA 5 video up on the channel for all of you. So take care, and enjoy the rest of this week. And keep on enjoying summer, folks.